version, the King James, had something to do with writing that Bible. That's not true.
I heard it was commissioned by him.
It was commissioned. All he did was
there you go, bro.
56 scholars that spoke Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. And he had them translated. I'm going to tell you how God works through his own people. Now, if you read, where's the thing of,
which one?
King James at?
King James right here.
All right, right there. If you look on there, you'll see above his head, there's a seal behind his head. You know, like the United States got the seal of America. Right there on that seal, it says, of the tribe of Jacob. That's this nation right here. Okay? That's this tribe right here. So God went through King James and instructed him to go get 56 scholars that speak Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, and eventually had this Bible translated from that language into this language, which will lead to us having it in English. Because guess what? When we came into captivity, were we allowed to speak our language? What did they do? Y'all seen the movie Roots, right?
Cut your tongue out.
Roots. You ever seen? Y'all seen Roots? You seen Roots before, right, bro? In Roots, they would kill you if they caught you. They would beat you half to death if they caught you speaking your language. If 2 or more of y'all gathered, they would beat you because you were speaking your language. They couldn't understand what you were saying. So they beat your language out. Just like they changed Kunta Kinte's name to Toby, they beat it out of him. They did it to us. They used our women to do the same thing. Because our women, they put the fear of death on our women, and because our women were protective of their sons, they knew that the master would take our sons out there and send them to a breaking farm where they break them half to death, where they beat him, cut half his foot off so he couldn't run. So they said, well, you know what, I got to protect my son. I got to make my son not look the white man in the eye, because the white man will take offense to that and he'll kill him. He might whip him half to death, right? So I got to make my son, put your head down, son. You know, say yes, boss. You know, that's where that came from. Because God said, y'all keep disobeying me, I'm going to put you in punishment. And I'm going to put the worst nation on this planet over top of you.
What would we read before King James?
Huh?
What would we read before King James?
And our language. Our language.
We were reading what a lot of people call like the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? We had tablets, cuneiforms. Yeah, we had all kinds. Yeah, we had. But listen, you and I, if we were standing here speaking Arabic or we were speaking Hebrew, nobody out here would understand us. We speaking the language of our enemies right now. So if we speak in Hebrew, how many people could we say in Hebrew, God said follow his commandments, if we spoke it in Hebrew? Listen, that's not what they did. They got a Bible museum downtown. Wait a minute. No, King James is black man. He's from the tribe of Jacob. He's black man. Right, I understand that, bro, but see, they have to lie to you to make you believe something that ain't true. Listen, you ask, why would they give us the Bible? Here's what they have downtown. A museum called the Bible Museum on 4th and D Southwest. They just built it. He was a part of building that museum down there. In that museum, it costs you $27 to take a tour. If you go in there, and it's called the Bible Museum. When you go in there and you look at the Bible, half the Bible is torn out.
That's right.
There ain't no book of Amos in there. There's no book of Isaiah. The book of who is it? Habakkuk is not in there. Habakkuk is not in there. Oh, it's half the Bible is gone. And they called it, there's a title over top that said the slave Bible. They kept everything that they could take and twist and use it to put us into subjection. Now understand something. The Bible is a tool. It was a tool given to us by God, our God, to teach us how to best live in accordance with what he created, so that we can have dominion and rule over it, right?
Best instructions before leaving this earth.
Check this out. If that Bible tells us there's certain foods we cannot eat, there's certain foods we can eat. There's certain days that we have to give reverence to. There's certain days that we don't give reverence to. There's certain ceremonies that we have to perform. There's certain things we don't have to perform. There's certain clothing we have to wear. There's all kinds of things. It tells us all those things. There's a building law in the Bible. We're not supposed to build anything over 2 stories high.
That's right.
That's according to the Bible. But listen now. The same way that Bible is a book, a tool of instructions. If somebody got a hold to it, and let's say I have the Bible you were given by your God, and I wanted to put you in subjection to me and enslave you, right? And I had control of your doctrine. Here's what I do. I tell you, listen, man,
That's wild.
You already know that you're in slavery, right? So you don't know exactly what this
God
Bible
don't
says
want
because
all
it's
our
in
people
English. Your language
in close
is Hebrew,
proximity
right?
like
So I'm
that.
gonna read the Bible
That's
to you,
how
but it's in
plagues
English.
break out.
Here's what your Bible says: nothing that a man eats defiles him. So that means you can eat pork. You brothers eat bacon? You eat bacon? You eat shrimp?
Give it up though.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay. You eat catfish, lobster, crabs?
All that you
Okay, all that. Let the whole time. In our Levitical law, chapter 11, listen. Our Levitical law says we're not supposed to eat pork. We're not supposed to eat crabs. We ain't supposed to eat shrimp, catfish. We ain't supposed to eat. It's in our book. But if the people that got control of this book don't show it, don't read that to you and tell you.
What does
yeah,
God
you
say
can't
about
pork.
building
Are you obeying
past
your
two
God's
stories?
law?
Stores, you gotta put a fence on top of
Disobeying it, right? Because you're doing something. He said
What scripture is that?
So that's what they did. They took this tool.
why I can't eat pork. Why I
Because here's why. I'm gonna explain to you. Here's why. God created everything on this earth for a purpose, right? Right? Okay. You know that even the celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, stars, they're created for a certain purpose. When the moon has a fullness to it, the tide rises up, right? When the sun is closest to the earth, that is called the growing time of the year. When it's farthest away, it's called the solstice time of the year, right? Because that's when everything dies. You don't see no more green leaves, and leaves turn yellow and red and drop off, right? So that's called the solstice time. Everything he created for a purpose. He created us for a purpose to be the righteous on this earth. He created the white man to be the wicked on this earth, the unrighteous. I can read that to you in the Bible. Now, everything he created for a purpose, right? He created the animals for a certain purpose. He created the swine to do what? What does the swine do? It is a garbage cleaner on this earth. All the swine does is clean. Listen, you can throw a human body in a hog pen and they'll eat everything but the teeth.
Well, if we get hungry, all of us eat some of everything.
No. Listen, I'll die before I break God's law. I'll die before I break God's law. Never let know it.
I know about the pork.
Okay, I'm gonna explain to you shrimp too, catfish, all that.
Where does the catfish
Give it to me. Listen. I'm just reading. Listen. I had an aquarium, right? And in my aquarium, I had all kinds of fish, but I always had these little catfish, right? And they would always stay at the bottom, eating all the fish doo-doo and scraping around, eating all the algae and stuff up out there. You used to call them algae eaters, right? Eating all that stuff up. Everything the other fish expelled out of their body as waste, they ate it. Right? Even dead fish that died there, if they fell to the bottom, the catfish ate it. Now, if the catfish, shrimp are the roaches of the sea.
That's right.
So if catfish, shrimp, lobsters, crabs, oysters, they got things in catfish and crabs called dead man fingers. There's a reason why they call them dead man fingers, man. Because dead men have been thrown into their body, and who eat it? The crabs eat it. Crabs eat it. So if the crabs eat dead, abominable things, and you eat the crab, what do you eat?
You are what you eat.
If a hog was in a hog pen,
they eat
feces, a rattlesnake, they eat all that, and they ate that, and somebody shot and killed that hog and made some scrapple and gave you some chitlins, some pig feet, right, some ham. You eat it. What you eat?
So, shit,
let him read it out the Bible.
I'm sorry. I ain't
Okay,
trying to
no, come on, bro. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to ask questions. Come on.
I got you.
Come on.
So what about the other seafood type, like tilapia?
Oh, tilapia is not even a real fish. That's a genetically created fish. See, God created everything. Listen, you know what? I don't even eat a fruit that doesn't have seeds to it. Yep. How in the hell can a fruit come from no seed?
Tilapia.
He bought a watermelon. I bought a watermelon. I looked at his watermelon and I told him, I said, man, I bet you that watermelon ain't got no seeds in it. I'm a country. I had me a big old juice melon, right? And I told him, I said, man, I don't eat no seedless food. Where did it come from? Listen, how do we grow food in the country, man? We planted food, seed in the dirt, and food came up, right? So how do you get a seedless watermelon? How do you get one? It's a genetically created thing that God didn't create. Now, just like tilapia, that is a genetically created, what they call a fish, that God didn't create. You know, there was such thing as a tilapia 30 years ago.
Tilapia.
We're from the country. We used to fish. We used to go down there and catch all kinds of fish, man. croakers, bass, crappies.
I did hear that.
Yeah, so let's let the Bible tell you what God said about these other things that you're not supposed to eat. Let's read the book of Leviticus. The book of Leviticus is our book of our law. Levitical law tells us what to eat, what to wear, how to interact with our brothers, how to build, how to represent everything. Come on.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11.
We're doing the dietary right now.
Hey.
Come on.
Verse 9.
Come on.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Now, he's telling you of these things that are in the water, these are the ones you can eat. Listen.
Whatsoever have fins and scales
He said it's got to have two things, fins and scales.
in the waters, in the seas,
Come on.
and in the rivers,
Come on.
them shall ye eat.
Those you can eat. If you got fins and scales, you can eat it. Does catfish have scales? See how simple this is, man?
They said you can't beat them joint.
Does a crab have scales?
Nope.
Does a lobster?
Nope.
My name is
Scallops, Daniel, brother. The lobster,
What you saying scale?
a scale. Like if
this.
you go catch a croaker, look, like if you go catch a croaker, then you can scale. Look, bro.
No, it doesn't. It's a shell.
No,
It has a
between a shell, between a shell and a scale, man. Come on, you done scaled many a fish. I know you have, bro. We done sat outside. Yeah, that's right, man. Scale flying every damn way. Come on now. Come on. We country people, man.
I
We
ain't know that about-
Now you know.
Hey, Salaki.
Read on.
Come on. Can I say this real quick? Hey,
Come
look.
on.
Hey, I work in Springfield, Virginia.
Yeah, you do.
And my mother called me and asked if they buy some tilapia. They said, what is tilapia? This is giant. No, you're not getting the point. They only sell that in our neighborhood.
Right, because it's something that is genetic.
They don't sell that in the white
We ain't
neighborhood.
supposed to eat it.
Ezekiel 4:13.
They don't sell it.
Yeah.
Ezekiel
The dude said,
everything we eat now is
let's got the
defiled.
fish. You know how you got the apron on, scaling the fish? I said, hey man, let me get about a pound of tilapia. He said, tilapia? We don't sell that here.
They ain't selling it to the white neighborhoods, man. They
got a
selling
whole
garbage to
section.
us.
This giant-
Because guess why? Here's why they selling it to us.
Yeah.
Because when we're eating it, we're disobeying our God.
Yep.
And as long as we keep disobeying God, we're going to keep on being in captivity under
Still
these
got you.
nations. The only way we got into captivity is
still
to
got you.
disobey God. The only way we get out of
You on
captivity
camera, man.
is stop disobeying God, start obeying Him. Just
Hey, you
like
look good,
said,
man.
If your kid don't
good.
obey you, you're going to keep punishing them until they do. That's what you said. That's what I said.
My parents did
Yeah, exactly. That's what God is our ultimate parent. That's what He's doing to us. So all we got to do is just start obeying.
What about chicken?
Chicken is fine.
Hey.
Chicken is fine.
Hey, read that.
Chicken
Read that
is fine.
for me. Danny, read that for him first. 13.
4:13.
Like that,
player. 4:13.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verse 13.
Like that.
And the Lord said, even thus shall
Listen to this.
the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
Now, here's what He's saying. He said the children of Israel, all these people right here, will eat their defiled bread. And when He said their defiled bread, He's talking about everything that you eat that is defiled, an abomination. He said you're going to do it when you're inside those nations, those Gentile heathen nations that He sent us into. Because that's part of the program
When you in your
to keep
oppressor's
us
land.
in disobedience to God.
That's right.
I can say something about me right
Come on.
in 58. I tried to do the best I can.
That's good, bro.
Church with my mother's father. I'm from Georgia.
Okay.
I've been in and out of drugs, drinking all my life.
Okay.
You know, still to this day. But it was a lesson about being more.
Right. Yeah, you're trying to be moderate in it.
I try to be moderate. I go to different places, study God.
Right.
And I always fall short.
But, bro,
Always fall short.
okay.
I still come back. Like a day I stop there. It was time for me to stay here. And listen again.
That's a commendable
All
thing.
the time to try to get back up.
That's a commendable thing.
Every time.
But brother, you know what? Listen, God says this. God got to ask for everything that you're going through. Listen to this. God says to us, He said, listen. He said, if your brother sin against you, one of the people asked me, said, well, how many times must we forgive him? He said you forgive him 7 times, times 77 times. That means you keep on forgiving him no matter what you do. You keep forgiving him, keep trying to help him to do right.
That's right.
It's that easy, man. Listen.